Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
Oh man, it just continues. I'm just so excited. We're going to continue with our segment with Jerry Harrison and Brian Smith, co-founders of RedCrow.com. You take a music legend, you take a Morgan Stanley success, and you put them together and you come up with RedCrow.com. Now, Brian, tell me as far as the type of companies now that you're currently focusing on, and you mentioned that it's for accredited, so people can go to RedCrow.com, and can they instantly at that time start buying a piece of a company, invest in a company?
Exactly. That was our mission. So that when we created Red Crow, it wasn't just a platform where companies advertise themselves and people could look at that and go and connect offline. A lot of our other competitors in the space, that's how they run the business. We created a technology that you see a company, you do your little research on what does the company do, then you can dive deeper into the docs and spend some time there and say, I'm going to make an informed decision here and I'm going to make an investment. And so we have the technology where you can invest. We call it our Invest Now button. And we have all the back-end operations that take care of that investment.
And Jerry, is there a minimum amount that someone can invest? Is there a maximum amount? I mean, how does that part work when someone goes?
There certainly is not a maximum.
Okay.
Except for the size of the raise. We have been letting the company decide what they want their minimum investment to be, but we have recently have initiated a recommendation that they have maybe 50 to 100 spots at $1,000. And this came from the realization that some of the members of our team who qualify as accredited investors, but they are not so wealthy that a $10,000 investment in a single startup would be a wise move. I mean, one of the things that we try to do is to give information and examples and tools to the people who are coming to our investment site if they're a little bit inexperienced, that if you're going to be investing in startups, generally you need to take some people call it a Monte Carlo approach or a shotgun approach. Is you do not want to, just because you have a good feeling about one, it's usually quite unwise to invest in only a couple. There is, it's a little bit different if you personally know the owners and you have such a innate understanding of what they're doing, then that might be a different kind of risk. But if you're doing it as just a normal investor coming, you need to spread your bets around because it's the one winner that pays for the ones that, for one reason or another, don't work. So we thought that having some people, we also thought it was a way to kind of kickstart and involve a community that was larger than just a few people.
Now, we have a lot of listeners, because again, our show is business, is about people making money and investing in various things that are listening, that own or doing startups of technology type companies. What's the hoops that they need to go to, and how would they go about contacting? Is there a link on the site of, hey, I've got this incredible company I'm launching, or I'm at the start where it's launched and I need additional funds? How does that work?
So today, David, we're focused on healthcare companies that are making a social impact, and that's really important for Red Crow. Is we decided to focus on a niche and be really good at one niche as opposed to a shotgun approach where we put everything and anything on our platform. So we have healthcare advisors, we have analysts that look at the deals, and when we feel we've really owned the market within healthcare, we may move on to another niche. But healthcare is the 5th largest economy in the world, so there's a lot there. So what you would do is you go to redcrow.com and you would look at our header which says raise funds. That's how a company gets started. Click the raise funds form and they can take it from there and upload their information. We will reach out and we will talk about what we call, and you'll like this, David, the Discover Supernovas. That's where companies are looked at. We do our investment committee review. We invite the crowd to weigh in because we think the next supernova, the next company to explode, is going to happen on Red Crow, but it all starts there.
Excellent.
I mean, one of the things that's most important and differentiates our site from other sites is that we had my experience with GarageBand.com, which was where we sort of invented crowdsourcing as we sent music to people and got commentary back from them. We had an algorithm that looked at their previous voting patterns, which would weight their vote, because if they almost always gave something a 5, then a 9 was really high. If someone always gave something a 9, or if they liked heavy metal but hate country, and they got sent a country song and they actually gave it a 6, that was a very positive vote. So the woman who helped develop that, who now works with Nielsen, was involved with the company, and she helped us sort of set up the platform so that we think that beyond the professionals that we have to look at companies and make sure that, you might say, all the T's and the I's are, and the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, that we want to harness the very people who are investing in companies are also helping us make better decisions about which companies come on the platform. And we think as that community grows, that this is going to be an incredibly powerful tool in identifying the successes of tomorrow.
Incredible. And you're listening to Eliances Heroes with me, David Kogan. Go to Eliances, the place where entrepreneurs align, Eliances.com. Hey, you may be able to have the opportunity to meet Jerry Harrison and Brian Smith again at one of our many experiences, including grand tables, round tables, secret sessions, deal hours, and so much more. So be part of the community. Go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. Now, Jerry, what's it like though? It's different now from going from talking heads. I mean, you've done a lot of different things and stuff in between, but now all of it being, on the business side and stuff. How is that transition? I mean, how do you feel from going from that to now what you're doing?
Well, I'm still involved with music. I still produce bands, and I still play every once in a while. And if the right opportunity came, I would certainly go back on the road. I guess I'd want to be a little more comfortable than I was when I was 20. But anyway, but I sort of see that, like particularly when I was a producer, I was looking to identify the next hit band or the next hit song, and now I'm trying to find the next hit company. And I love stretching my mind and understanding the science of what various companies have been doing. Before being involved here, I was more involved in looking and involved with tech companies or tech companies that sort of were doing something about music. And that gave me the understanding of venture capital and the rigors of what a startup had to go through. But this has just been great about learning about new ideas and ways of approaching problems.
Brian, what advice do you have? We see people starting businesses younger and younger. In fact, at the grand table, we had a person there, 8 years old, who's already started 6 businesses.
Fantastic.
Okay, so what advice, though, do you have? The secrets, the sauce, the points to make that can help them really be able to identify and even come up with the idea, of a Red Crow to be able to help other companies, but most importantly, make an impact like the both of you have done and continue to do.
Yeah, the one thing, and it's interesting, I get asked that a lot about what's the advice? What's the one thing I'm going to say? I have a quote, and it's burn your ships, is what I say. And that, you do what the Vikings did. They got to shore, they burnt their ships. There was no going back. And I say, and I tell our team, when we're looking at companies, I want companies with leadership, they're all in. And you had a lot of those individuals yesterday. They have a passion, a dream. And there's not one foot in, well, I might do this if this doesn't work. They're all in. They're making major sacrifices. If my wife was here, she'd confirm that. But that's sure. Just the way it works. Yep. I mean, I can't think of it any other way, no matter what you do in life, whether it's a sport, as a former athlete, and they say, you've always got that inner athlete, regardless. If I'm going to start training, I was talking this with Frank on the way over. If you start training, you got to be all in. You got to go for it or not. Right. Yep, and I think that's just the way I approach Red Crow. Fantastic.
And Jerry, real quick, we've got a little less than a minute left. Same thing, but maybe in the music side. I mean, people that are now professional singers are just younger, and younger. I mean, it's like amazing.
Well, I would say for a company, just since we started there,
sure.
Be careful with your money. It goes faster than you think. There's always unexpected things you need to spend money on. So don't waste your money.
Good to know.
Don't get too fancy offices.
Right.
Cram yourself in, and you got to work a lot of hours. And it's not that different for musicians. And really, there's actually a fabulous book by John Marquand about that. It's called What the Dormouse Wrought or something like this, and it has to do with that Silicon Valley came out of the idea of jamming and how musicians lived, staying up all night to come up with a new idea. And so in music, I think that there are so many new tools to try and get your music out there, but the traditional ways are blocked. Ways of making money no longer exist. Making money from record sales is very, very hard. So you have to be everything now. You have to know how to market your idea of your music, but also your performance, your T-shirts, your merchandise, your entire brand, as they say, although I kind of hate the idea of, like, I'm into branding when you're really a musician.
Excellent. Well, Jerry and Brian, you both pave the way for more startups to be successful, helping investors find investment choices for their hard-earned dollars. Jerry Harrison and Brian Smith, thank you for being here. You're both heroes. Go to crowdfunding. Go to redcrow.com. And when we return, we're going to have the 4-time UFC champion, MMA fighter, and creator of the Bakeout Digital Show, Frank Shamrock, David Kogan with Eliances.